shop. Out. Don't sit there.
Why?
Just myself. I'm not accept for your country people here. Because we do it. No. I don't welcome.
Whoa. You're kicking out my wife and kids?
Free Palestine. We just welcome the human, animal, even dog and cat only.
Anything else? Anything else you want to say?
Welcome human and dog and cat only.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Am I considered a human for being Jewish? Am I considered a human?
Go.
You go.
What?
What do you say?
Tell me that Israel's sending bombs. Careful your kids, because Israel's gonna send a bomb.
Oh, should we run away now?
You should keep walking.
Because bombs are coming.
Yeah. Be carefully. The baby here not safe. The bomb not automatic, no fly. The baby. Where you come from?
Palestine.
Are you Palestine?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Welcome. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine? Where?
Yeah. Around the world. Yeah.
Is this your son? Is this your mother?
I don't care. You, who are you?
We don't care.
I don't care about you. Crazy.
This business over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm making picture. No one come to your shop. And whoever comes to Vietnam, never, ever step foot into this shop. We're in 2024. I'm not moving because I'm Jewish. I'm proud of I'm Jewish, and nothing is going to stop me.
Out your head.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to the cruel, brutal, heartless, treacherous, and dystopian capitalist dictatorship of Kuala Lumpur. Yes, you see, capitalist exploitation has existed for hundreds of years, and look at the result it has produced. Pathetic. Things simply work better in China. You don't see so many eyesores in a real socialist society, but under capitalism everything looks so shoddy and ill-maintained. Anyway, I am in Subang Jaya, which is a location where the hip, cool and trendy Chinese people hang out. As a result, this is a bit of a gentrified sort of suburb because, you know, anyway, I have to return a defective game cartridge. Yes. If you're wondering why I haven't made a video in the last 2 weeks, oh no, in the last week, sorry, it's because I'm terribly sorry, but I've been too busy playing video games. Yes, but I'll have you know that ever since I started playing video games, I have become a much happier and more fulfilled person. And let me tell you, I have become a much more peaceful man as well, ever since I started playing video games. Anyway, I have to go to the game shop to return this defective cartridge, so I'll talk to you in a bit. So, you guys might have heard of that incident in Vietnam when this couple from Israel were thrown out by a Vietnamese restaurant proprietor who said he did not serve people from Israel. And the couple were going on social media and whining about anti-Semitism, quote unquote. Now, the fact of the matter is that you often hear people, every time you say anything bad about Israel, anytime you use the word Zionist in a derogatory manner, people will automatically get that knee-jerk reaction. And it's a very, very disingenuous knee-jerk reaction, if you will. And now, an Asian man, miles and miles and miles, thousands of miles away from Palestine, with no skin in the game, who probably has no hard feelings against Jewish people because he probably has never actually known any Jewish people personally, is now called an anti-Semite. Yes, you have that right. The couple are now whining about that Vietnamese restaurant owner being an anti-Semite because he would not serve people from Israel. But wait till you hear what this so-called innocent couple have to say, and you will, well, you'll see.
One of our most common comments is, I don't hate Jews, I hate Zionists.
Now, what's the difference between a Jew and a Zionist? Everyone in the world believed that the ancestral homeland for the Jewish people is the land of Israel. Christians, Muslims, until Palestinian propaganda started. That's it.
If you go to Israel, every step you take is history of the Jewish nation. Jewish people are intertwined with it. And Zionism is literally just that belief that we are indigenous to the land. And if you just look at any history, the only way not to believe that is by denying history. So by saying that you like Jews but you hate Zionists, you're eradicating the indigenous identity of a Jew. So even if a Jew is living like me, right now, we're in Australia, even if a Jew is from Sweden, it doesn't matter where we grew up, our DNA will link us always to the land of Israel. This has nothing to do with the 1948 establishment of Israel. Zionism existed way before that, with Jews were exiled from our homeland, from Israel. The Babylonians came and colonized the land of Israel, if you want to use that word.
Since Joshua, there's always been a Jewish presence in the land of Israel, unlike any other nation up until today.
And since then, in our prayers we say every single day,
wake up for a second and understand that this whole Zionism label is all just another mask to have Jew hate spread like wildfire, taking over the Western world. If you actually care to know the truth, search this up. In the Middle East, they always say Yahud, Jew, dirty Jew, Bachal Yahud, kill the Jew. To the Western world, they say, no, Zionists, we hate Zionists. If you speak Arabic, go. Look at the preachers in the Middle East. If they use the word Zionist, they don't care to use the Zionist.
It's literally in the Chart of Hamas to go find a Jew, and if you see a Jew and you find them, kill them. Establishment of Israel in 1948 is really just the re-establishment of Jews coming back to their homeland. I like saying re-establishment because it's literally the fact that finally we were able to go back.
And there you have it, folks. See, I personally would have denied these people service at my restaurant as well. Now, the fact of the matter is that you can't keep hiding behind your race or religion. If people don't like you, there might be a good reason that people do not like you, and yes, it may have nothing to do with your race or religion. Do you notice? The Israelis who always say that, Zionism is simply a form of self-determination for the Jewish people. It's because, Israel is supposed to be the historic homeland of the Jewish people. They never consider that for over 7 decades, Palestinians have been systemically cleansed, they have been ruthlessly persecuted, and brutally genocided in the most cruel and heinous ways possible. But all that doesn't matter because they genuinely just see Palestinians as an obstacle for them in achieving their so-called national sovereignty. Now, like I said, the Zionism is a reactionary ideology. It's reactionary because it puts race and nation at the forefront, very much like Ketuanan Melayu. And basically it stifles class consciousness and it puts race consciousness at the forefront in the minds of people who imbibe its ideology. But the fact of the matter is that the number one defense of the Zionists, and I've noticed, whenever their arguments fail, whenever they realize that they are unpopular around the world, it's not to take a step back and consider maybe I'm unpopular because of what I'm doing or what the people I support are doing, but no, I'm unpopular because everybody around me is anti-Semitic. Everybody who doesn't like me just so happens to be anti-Semitic. And if I go all over the world and I'm unpopular all over the world, well, it just so happens because everyone around the world I meet is an anti-Semite. Except those people who hate Palestinians, of course. But anyway, the point is, there is nothing wrong with refusing service to a Zionist. In the same way, there is nothing wrong with refusing service to a KKK member. Because fundamentally, that is what Zionism is. Zionism is not some ancient ideology that came around thousands of years ago. No, it is a 19th century European ideology that was concocted by European people with very, very racist and Orientalist views of people in the East. I have shown you what people like Theodor Herzl have said about people in the so-called Orient. Yes, the average Zionist of the 19th century was no different from a person like Winston Churchill. Is it any surprise that the most racist imperialists of the West were big supporters of Zionism? And they viewed it as some kind of a civilizing mission, you know, or a civilizing project, in a sense. In the same way, the American project, or Manifest Destiny, was seen as a civilizing project in order to, modernize and basically civilize the region of the Middle East and plant proxies, basically. Ever wonder why people like Lord Balfour and Winston Churchill, who didn't like Jews, in fact Churchill thought that most Jews were, was sympathetic to communism, and Churchill himself thought that communism was a Jewish conspiracy. Most of the reactionary imperialist Westerners who didn't like Jews supported Zionism. And guess what? Because Zionists themselves have imbibed or have that colonialist reactionary mentality, they would rather side with reactionary Europeans over revolutionary Easterners. Yes, that is why if a Zionist had to choose between socialism or Zionism, and no, there's no such thing as Zionist socialism. Yeah, that is an oxymoron. They would choose Zionism. Never would they ever consider placing class as the primary contradiction. But the fact of the matter is that the existence of your so-called ethno-state in Palestine, it necessitates the expulsion of thousands of innocent Palestinian people, which resulted in the Nakba. Even, the early Zionists did not even pretend to be woke. The early Zionists, like David Ben-Gurion, admitted that it would have to result in an expulsion. Well, the fact of the matter is that your behavior for the past 70 years against the innocent people of Palestine has made you unpopular around the world. And no, you can call me an anti-Semite, that's fine, but I'll just take that as crocodile tears. But the fact of the matter is that I do not believe that Norman Finkelstein or Noam Chomsky or Katie Halper or Gabo Mate would have been denied service at that man's restaurant. Only that couple, that Zionist couple, was denied service at the restaurant. Now, to me, I don't think you can be a bully and then after that when people give you a taste of your own medicine, you claim that you are being discriminated against because of your race. Because if I bully someone, and fundamentally a Zionist is a bully, if I bully someone and then I get reported to the headmaster and I end up in the headmaster's office, do I say that, oh, it's because I'm Chinese, the person didn't like me, they reported me because I'm Chinese? No, they reported me because I was a bully, right? So if the whole world recognizes that you, Mr. Zionist, you are an enemy of humanity and you do not reflect the Jewish people of the world and you are a brutal, racist reactionary, you will be treated like a pariah of society in any civilized society. And you have no one to blame but yourself. You have no one to blame but yourself because normal Jewish people who aren't Zionists do not get treated this way, generally speaking, by Asian people in Asia. You cannot call people who have no skin in the game but who recognize the injustice and cruelty that have been perpetrated by the Zionists against the Palestinians anti-Semites. You can't call them anti-Semites for treating you with the sort of treatment you deserve. If you are a bully, you get the treatment you deserve. Okay? So, I think it's about time that, you know, Zionists took a real long, hard look at themselves and realized that perhaps they are the problem. It's not people around the world are anti-Semites. It's you. You are a bully. And people are starting to treat you like a bully. Because, you see, you can't keep weaponizing the Holocaust anymore, because virtually nobody in Israel, most people in Israel today, lived during the Holocaust. Most of you guys are pampered, first world global northerners, living at the expense of poor and oppressed and brutalized global southerners. You are basically settler colonials living at the expense of the Palestinian people. You are not poor, penniless Holocaust victims anymore, yeah? So the world does not treat you like poor, penniless Holocaust victims, because the world will treat you like any imperialist living on stolen land. So you either come to terms with it and recognize that perhaps there's something that needs to change. Perhaps, you know, we have to accept our culpability, our responsibility in the suffering of the Palestinians, and the world has lost patience with us. Or you can just grow a thicker skin and realize, you know, yeah, that's the price of being a bully. That's the price of being an abuser. When people know that you're an abuser and a bully, you will be treated as an abuser and a bully. And no one will want to be your friend, you see? So yeah, that does it for my video today. So I just want to say that, you know, if you are a fascist, if you are a bully, or if you have antisocial personality disorder, if people don't like you, that is a you problem, okay? It's got nothing to do with the fact that you are a certain race or religion or certain sexuality even. Take personal responsibility for your own shortcomings. And yeah, you know, I don't believe that you should be killed or expelled, but I do believe Zionists should be re-educated. And if we could do it for Puyi, we can do it for you. Thank you.